Everyone, welcome back to my channel in the new video. I'm making this video because in the past I have created some web dev tutorials, and I recently launched my Gen AI an introduction to RAG course, which is going very well. A few thousand signups already, so make sure you check that out. And the question I'm getting quite a lot is, Kunal, when you create our websites and projects, when you do research work in like universities or other areas, and when you're training your machine learning models and all these things that I've been doing, a common question in all of these domains that I get is, where do you get the data from? Right? So there are some publicly available data online. Some people scrape the websites and get data from that, and some people use like temporary data using scikit-learn or whatever. But the main question that I have gotten is, Kunal, when you're trying to get some real world data that is publicly available, even though it's publicly available, it's not easy. And I think data is a very important topic to speak about, both in terms of like data security, the ethical considerations of how to use data, how to manage large scale data, and then all the tools revolving around that. So this video is going to be beneficial for you, if you're looking to find data to train your machine learning models for your own research work, for your projects and all sorts of things. Because I'm doing a machine learning course, like a mini course, and I'll be doing a main machine learning course later on as well. This video is going to be highly relevant. So we're going to talk about how do we scrape data from the websites and publicly available information in an ethical way. Before we get started with that, I want to share a bit around my experiences with the problems that I have when trying to scrape data from the internet, and let me know in the comment section below if you suffer from the same challenges. So in my experience with data scraping, I've encountered like several challenges that can make the collection process quite tricky, and technical hurdles, legal restrictions, and also ethical considerations all play a role in shaping the landscape of data extraction. Depends where you're extracting the data from. One of the most noticeable and notable challenges that I have faced is dealing with bot detection mechanisms on the websites. Now, if you don't know what that is, these systems are set up to spot automated scraping activities and can be quite sophisticated. So they analyze things like user agent strings and request rates to differentiate between a human user and bots, which can sometimes put a roadblock in my scraping efforts, right? Other than that, another obstacle that I have come across is solving captchas during the scraping process. And these challenges are specifically designed to weed out bots by presenting tasks that are easy for humans but difficult for machines. You may have seen like captchas, right? And you might be saying, Kunal, there are many solutions out there who bypass captchas, but they often come with their own set of complications, and it basically includes like delays and increased complexity, which is something I don't really like. And if that's not enough, on top of that, there are also legal and ethical considerations to navigate. So scraping data without proper authorization can land you in some pretty in hot water, potentially violating terms of service agreements and like copyright laws and all sorts of things. Plus, scraping large amounts of data can also strain a website's servers and disrupts its performance. So it can raise like some ethical concerns about the impact on the other people as well. And yeah, there's just quite a lot of challenges when you talk about scraping data from the internet. So let's talk a little bit more about what's the right way to do it. I've been using Bright Data, and I shared it in my previous videos as well. People loved it, by the way. If you haven't already seen that, check it out. But in this video, we're solving these specific challenges. So let's see what it's all about. So we're going to be taking a look at the Web Unlocker tool by Bright Data. If you check the website, you can see that it provides captcha solving, IP rotations and re-entries, JavaScript rendering, 99.9% success rate, pay only for success, which is pretty cool. And by the way, if you use the link in the description to sign up, you'll get some additional credits or something like that, like $15, I believe, but you can check out the links in the description below. So it provides website unlocking, so AI-powered website unlocking, access to public web pages effortlessly with the advanced Web Unlocker platform, and all the blockers that I mentioned, like captcha solving and browser fingerprinting, IP rotation, so on and so forth, takes care of that. There's proxy management as well, so no more burning through IPs, and it takes care takes care of it for you. There's also a built-in browser for JavaScript rendering, because certain websites use JavaScript that require the launch of a browser in order to fully display certain elements on the data. So Web Unlocker can help with that. And it's pretty awesome. You can try it for free, and you can use the link in the description to get some credits as well. We're obviously going to be seeing a demo, and we're going to be making the request. We're going to be seeing how that works and get our data. And it's going to be working for, like, we're going to try for various websites. And yeah, the whole idea is, for you to not get blocked. And an instance for this can be if you're, let's say, trying to automate Instagram, for example. It can block you pretty easily, right? If Instagram sees, like, okay, there's a bot, your account will be blocked. So in order to not get blocked and all these other things, we're going to be using Bright Data. So all these challenges, as you can see, being solved by Bright Data, and we're going to be taking a look at demo right now. But you can check more about it on the website. You can see some nice partners and people who use it already. And this video is going to be set as a foundation for you to, collect data for all your work, but also the courses and stuff that I do. We're going to be utilizing it quite a lot to get the data and do our day-to-day, data scraping related tasks. So I'm sure you are getting blocked with one of the reasons that I just mentioned. Highly recommend trying out Bright Data, and let's see how we can get started right now. All right, I am going to log in, and you can start a free trial. I'm going to log in. We make devs, not a problem, and that should be good. Now I'm going to go to proxies, and here you can see the Web Unlocker. So you can just click on get started. Now here what we have is that we're going to put a name in it. So I can put any name that I want. Kunal Demo. Or I can just put demo. Now, geolocation targeting. So obviously I already mentioned the benefits. You can bypass CAPTCHAs and blocks and all the restrictions, only pay for successful requests, scrape public data from any website, automated IP rotation and simulation and fingerprints. Geolocation targeting, we're going to select country over here, so you can see on the screen. And do note that the zones, the name cannot be changed later on. You can select premium domains if you want. You can select asynchronous requests, some advanced custom headers and cookies. When enabled, you can send custom headers and cookies along with your requests. Okay, interesting. Geolocation targeting based on in this zone, the location is selected per request. So I'm going to do it country-wise. You will also be able to target location based on the resolutions you specify here. Country-wise is fine. I'm going to click on add. You are about to create a new zone demo. Are you sure? I am sure. That should be good. Access parameters, you're ready to send your first Web Unlocker request. You can copy paste this command in your terminal to send your first Web Unlocker request. In guides and different check out the code integrations as well if you want to do that. You can review our full documentation Web Unlocker here. Okay, code integration examples can also be found over here. So if I'm going to do an API for, let's say, Python, there you go. Pretty simple. And here you can find the documentation as well. Okay, cool. So getting started, or a basic API, and you can have a destination site. So if you want to scrape whatever you want to scrape, you can put it over here. You can add in your proxy. You can add in a country for, let's say, if I add United States, I'm going to hide the advanced options. Then you just select your language, and here you go. You have your language, the whole code written for you. And try Java as well. And there you go. Pretty cool. Okay. So that was the setting up part. Okay, now let me try to scrape the Goodreads. And here you can see here's my host, my username, my password. You can add in more passwords, allowed IPs. You can block some IPs, target hosts. You can configure it as well. We'll check out the premium domains later on because there are some websites which are harder to scrape. For example, these ones. For that, you can enable premium domains. Asynchronous requests, we already mentioned that. You can add in custom headers and cookies. But let me just copy this, paste it, and let me just copy this URL. You can also obviously integrate it in your, in your code sample as well. And that should give me quotes. Jack Brown's When I Began in It. See, here we go. So there was one blocker over here, which was, if I go to this URL, you can't see it right now, but if I do it in incognito, you will, if I go to goodreads.com, go to best quotes, it gives me like a pop-up or something. Okay, so in order for me to not get blocked, I'm using the Bytedata platform. Other than that, I want to show you, here I have it, it's all good. You can check out the statistics, total, based on your usage. There's a list of websites like academy.com. If I go to academy.com and we try to scrape this, it's going to be a bit tricky. Let me try that. Okay, academy.com requires a premium permission. Please enable the premium permission and then do it. I can try that. Premium domains, save. Zone demo plan will be changed. Yep, not a problem. Configuration saved. Let's try it again. So now the harder to scrape websites, if I talk about academy.com, don't allow. These usually have like CAPTCHAs and a lot of other things. Let's try it now. Should work. Okay, there you go. See? Cool. This is a bit dirty right now, but you can obviously parse it and scrape it and parse it and make it pretty and get some specific data out of it. But that's it. Yeah, pretty cool. So you're able to scale, like you're able to scrape challenging websites as well. Now that you want. Carousel.com. So you can see there's this little CAPTCHA that just the verification that just happened, and here's a, I don't know if you can see it. I'm going to move my screen here. There you can see a little symbol over there. But I'm going to try and scrape this now. There you go. That should work easily. There we go. Cool. So you have that HTML page that you've just scraped, the entire thing. But it doesn't have to be like, you don't have to, I know it looks a bit dirty right now, but yeah, it should be okay when you parse it. All right, I went on Reddit/web scraping, and it has a question, the most difficult websites to scrape. Someone said Walmart, which has some nice upvotes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and scrape Walmart as well. And if sometimes you may find websites that are blocked behind a sign-in account, then that also you can work with the Bytedata in order to do that. I've done a separate video on such things as well, so make sure you check it out. Shop all groceries. Gonna run this and see how it goes. Okay, so I'm gonna run this and see how this goes. There you go. Here we have it. Nice. See, vegetarian food, seafood, frozen meat. Very cool, very cool. All right. Now I know what you're saying, Kunal, it looks a bit ugly, but you can also, parse this data like I do. Simply can do, let's say, Python. I have Walmart food section over here, United States, basic API demo. And this is what the code that I just copied looks like. I'm gonna add in beautiful soup over here just to parse this this data. And here I've just added it in this entire thing is same what Bright Data has given me. I have just made this change. And let's say I'm trying to display all the specific data, for example, in this case, all the paragraphs in this request. So I just go to a new terminal and just run this file, and it will give me in a prettier way all the paragraphs. There you go. Stick chicken, all the paragraphs I have gotten over here. Okay, so let me show you a nice real example. I am gonna do another Python project. This is fine. I'm gonna scrape this website for a list of companies here in India. Any country is okay, and I will just copy this code, and here I'm just going to paste my code. Not a problem. All right, I'm going to remove this. Don't need the extra stuff, and don't need this as well. It's fine. Let's keep it simple. Now what we want to do is we just want to get all the data for the companies. Okay, all the company names. Let's say for my machine learning model, I need all the company names. For instance, and it could be anything. Here I'm also going to import beautiful soup. Don't need this. Here performing request is fine, but I'm going to save this thing actually in a response. So I'm gonna say response is equal to this. Okay, now soup is equal to beautiful soup response and HTML parser. Okay, now we can just parse it. I can say for I in soup dot find all. Let's say you want the company, so I can say just heading 2. Okay, and here I can just say print I dot text dot. I can just strip the extra spaces. That should be it. Terminal, new terminal. There you go. Give me the name of the companies. Nice. Awesome. Cool. TCS, Accenture, Wipro, HDFC Bank, Tech Mahindra, Axis Bank. So this is just an example. Now it depends on the type of data, when you talk about machine learning. You can scrape Amazon, you can get the prices of various fruit items or whatever based on, you can also get the years and everything. And as simple as that. How easy was that? Cool. Nice. But yeah, pretty simple stuff. Someone commented that Walmart was the really difficult one, but not with Bright Data. It's very cool. And last thing I want to tell you is that I highly recommend checking out the documentation. So just go to, go to the Bright Data document, which should be, if you just go to Bright Data documentation, Web Unlocker, here you can find the documentation. Okay, and a lot more other things. So I highly recommend checking it out. And I've done a video on this already, but there are also pre-built custom data sets for you based on various categories that you can check out, and custom data sets that you can create, and proxies, residential proxies, if you're looking to try those out. So it's an all-in-one solution that I highly recommend, for you to try out and use for your data scraping needs. But yeah, most difficult websites pretty easy to scrape, and we'll be utilizing it quite a lot in the future in our bootcamp and courses as well. But yeah, if you're making a project, you need data, publicly available data for your projects, for your coursework, or for just anything. Check out Barry Data, and if you use the link in the description below, you'll get some nice free credits as well to test it out. And that's basically about it. If you have any further questions, let me know in the comment section below. And also, if you have any suggestions, like you want me to create a specific video about a specific use case or a website you want me to scrape, let me know in the comment section below. And I'll see you in the next one. And yeah, go scrape data for training your machine learning models. I'll be doing it in my boot camps as well. Yeah. See you in the next one. Have a great day.